Hello, and welcome to another Contemplative Living, where we talk about concepts to bring contemplation and that contemplative living into our day to day. You know, in my morning contemplations, I speak to Spirit, and Spirit once said to me, breathe deeply while walking through life's experiences, hand in hand with harmony, peace, and love. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how we walk through our life. And one of the tools that we really want to develop, and what we're going to talk about today, is staying resilient. So let's get to it.
Welcome to Contemplative Living, where we view contemplations for the week to have a better understanding of our spiritual paths. This is Contemplative Living with Dave Bennett, contemplations and reflective meditations.
Okay, so we're talking about staying resilient. You know, in order to stay resilient, we have to be adaptable. And we have to also be accepting. And we've talked in some past live streams about acceptance, about accepting ourself, accepting that the situation is what it is, and that from there we can move forward. And so today we're going to talk more about staying resilient, because that's an incredible helpful tool in helping us to stay on top of everything in our lives. So cultivating a compassionate heart can help us stay resilient as we rely on our intention to trust in a wider perspective. You know, we can't know it all. We can't see it all. That's just life. You know, I mean, we are in this life and we're trapped in this illusion of being separate individuals forging our life. So we have to trust that there is a wider, unified connection to everything, to all that is. And when we trust in that wider perspective, when we trust that there is something greater than ourselves, and throughout life we get little glimpses that that is so, that we know it's there. But because we have this illusion of being separate individuals and unconnected, which is just an illusion, we are really connected, but we have to develop that connection through our contemplation, through our time in stillness, and connecting to our higher consciousness, our unified self. And so by cultivating that compassionate heart, and we do that in our stillness, we do that in our practice, so that it helps us to be more resilient. So contemplate how we can live in the best ways possible in the face of uncertainty. You know, there's a lot going on in the world, and there has always been a lot going on in the world. And so our place many times feels uncertain. But we pick up our staff, we move forward. We're constantly moving forward. That's one of the best ways that we can maintain our stability in who we are, is we carry our staff, we raise our head up, and we move forward with that positive, empowered understanding that we are a divine being forging our way through life. And hear the heart of the world beat. Surrender your heart. Surrender so your heart may beat in unison with the heart of the world. You know, the day after I had my near-death experience, and those of you that don't know my experience, I drowned in a very stormy seas. I went back to the ocean the next day, and I stood on the shore, and the sea was still so turbulent, but I could feel the earth breathe. It was incredible. It was an incredible feeling. And so from that point forward, I realized I need to connect. I need to stay connected with my heart, my being, my higher consciousness, with this world in which I live in. And so by doing that, connecting myself to nature, to Mother Earth, it helped me, it strengthens me, it buoys me up, it gives me hope and support when I need it. And that's an important thing. So pay attention to your heartbeat and recognize that it is connected with the entire world. So hold yourself with kindness and tender care. This is one of the main tools in building that resilience, is to hold yourself with kindness and tender care. Many times we're too critical of ourselves. I like to do, daily reviews of how was my day. And when I do that, I don't judge myself. I just say, I really didn't handle that as well as I could have. But I love myself, and I will do better next time because I'll recognize it sooner, because I've taken the time to contemplate about it, to think about it, to look at it, examine it, and to realize that I could have done better. I didn't this time, but I love myself and I'll do better next time. And so we're constantly working on ourselves, and we're holding ourselves with kindness so that we can be stronger, be more resilient. Now, acceptance of what is allows us to let the reality of the world in, even if it's harsh. With no whitewashing or condoning of wrongdoing, instead, it means seeing clearly. So, acceptance of what is an acceptance of ourselves, but more importantly, that the world in which we live in, the circumstances in which we find ourselves, they just are. And if we try not to judge them, we just accept that they just are, then we can begin to develop and to move forward. Remember, we're going to grasp our staff and constantly be moving forward. But when we can accept this moment, then we can begin to develop, instead of hashing it out and gnashing our teeth and all of that. Instead, find a way to move forward through the circumstances that you find yourself. And that's even if you find yourself in an incredibly pleasant set of circumstances. You still need to continue moving forward. You can't just sit down, because the world will catch up with you and it will find you, unfortunately. And we see that all the time. And so those who know themselves and care for their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health can be effective and resilient. You see, it comes down to knowing yourselves and caring for yourselves. That's what helps to build that resilience within you. That's what helps us to walk through life's experiences hand in hand with harmony, peace, and love, like Spirit once told me. So develop a practice, develop a way of getting to know yourself. Self-examination is a powerful tool. It's a great way to find yourself, your higher connection, and connect with that love, that harmony, and that peace that resides within your core, within your center. It is essential we meet an uncertain future by staying resilient. All of these tools help us to be adaptable and to be able to move into uncertain circumstances, uncertain futures, and being able to change course, to turn the ship around when it's necessary. You know, we can't always pick the right course, the right time, every time. It's just impossible because we don't know the big picture. We only get these little glimpses. So once in a while, we have to step back and say, whoa, I'm going in the wrong direction. And that I can turn the ship around, I can chart a new course, and I can go in a different direction that's better for me. It's healthier for me. It's healthier for my family and my community. So I hope that you get the opportunity to build up your resilience, to be able to help you to walk through life with that harmony, peace, and love as your core, and to use that and allow it to strengthen you throughout your circumstances so that you have a peaceful and a much brighter life and future. All right? We're back in the studio. I'm really happy. I hope you find this helpful. If you do, please, in the little bell down below there, please hit that so that you're notified when we have a new live stream. We try to do this every week on Sunday morning here on the East Coast, and I hope you'll join us. Namaste.